Yes, people, how's it going? Welcome back to Lilywhite Lane. Hope you're doing good, hope you're keeping safe and well, and hope you're having a bloody smashing and a fantastic Sunday and into your weekend. Look, we have some Tottenham news to bring to you. It's not the best news, we'll react to it in a minute, but look, Tottenham's two main targets to replace Antonio Conte at the helm and as manager of Tottenham Hotspur, Julian Nagelsmann and Mauricio Pochettino, have been identified as potential replacements for Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid. Bloody great. Bloody brilliant. You know, out of all the clubs that could have went in for these two, it's Real Madrid who decide they want one of these two managers who Spurs are targeting as their replacement. It's not a difficult decision for these managers. It wouldn't be a difficult decision for anyone if they were a coach, unless they're a die-hard Tottenham fan, you know. Would you rather go to this club where the fans are constantly falling out with the managers get sacked every 18 months, players have bottle jobs and don't want to play for you, and the owners don't invest? Or would you like to go to this club where the owners bring in the best players in the world year in, year out, have players currently such as Vinicius Jr. and Karim Benzema are through to the Champions League quarter-finals, and won the Champions League last year? If you're not a Spurs fan and you chose to go to Spurs, I'd be questioning what drugs you were on. Honestly, I'd be questioning, has this guy taken some sort of drug which, you know, makes him go loopy? Is he on cocaine? Is he on crack? What is he on to make him want to go to Tottenham instead of Real Madrid? That's what I'd be thinking if one of these two coaches got offered both jobs and decided to come back to Spurs. And it is frustrating, but we only have ourselves to blame if Nagelsmann does go to Real Madrid. It's like, you know, this is an analogy for you, right? It's like standing in a club and you see a girl who you know, looks really nice and you're like, okay, I'm interested in her. But you just stand there doing nothing for half an hour. Another man comes over, starts talking to her. They go home together and you're like, oh, I was interested in her. If you're interested in her, then take action. If Tottenham are interested in Julian Nagelsmann, then go for him. Stop pointing about and going, oh, we're interested in this manager, we're interested in that manager. Because bang, Real Madrid, you know, potentially sacking Carlo Ancelotti. If not, he'll leave at the end of the season. And they're eyeing up these two managers now. You know, it's our own fault if Nagelsmann, who's our top priority, it looks like, decides to go to Real Madrid. Because yet again, like we did a couple of years ago, we've stood there doing nothing. The owners have stood there and just went, oh, we're interested in this manager, but not held talks. Not been eager to, you know, properly appoint them. When Manchester United were eager, you know, to appoint Ten Hag, I'll give the Glazers credit for this. They identified him as their main target. They weren't linked with every manager that's breathing on planet Earth, which it seems like Tottenham are every time a manager's sacked, and they went in for him. They went in for Erik Ten Hag and they got their man. They got their manager and they got who they wanted. Spurs were interested in Nagelsmann a couple of years ago. We got Nuno Espirito Santo. You know, it feels like the exact same situation. It feels like we've gone back in a time machine to 2 years ago when, you know, we just sacked Jose Mourinho and Nagelsmann was our main target. And we just stood there doing nothing for 2 months. Bayern sacked their manager and then he went to Bayern Munich. You know, Hansi Flick, no, they didn't sack him. Hansi Flick left and he went to Bayern Munich at the end of the season. We had 2 months before we did that, between the time when we sacked Jose and the time that he went to Bayern to try and appoint him. But we just stood there going, we were interested in this guy. We'll wait and wait and wait and wait. And we waited so long that someone else grabbed him up. You know, this is what you need to do with these top managers. And yet again, it's stupid at board level from Tottenham Hotspur. We all know that ENIC and Levy have a massive part to play in the downfall of Conte and Jose Mourinho, despite those two managers not doing as well as they could have. But these owners aren't going anywhere for the time being. You know, it's a profitable business that they're running. And why would they leave it? Whilst they're running the business brilliantly, they're running the football club into the ground, but they don't care. But as fans, you know, even from a business perspective from Levy, surely you look at this as being stupid, right? You know, Conte's been gone for a week, basically. It hasn't been announced yet. For some reason, I don't understand. Someone please explain it to me. Is there something to do with contracts and assistant coaches? Because I don't get why it hasn't been announced and done. So, basically, our manager's been gone for a week, pretty much. And we're just saying we're interested in managers. Why are you not properly approaching Nagelsmann, making talks with him? You know, why are you not approaching Pochettino if you want him, making talks with him? And that's one issue. One issue at Tottenham is that We're not getting straight to the point. We're just standing around, punting around and letting other clubs take these top managers. The second issue is we don't know who we want. Just like, you know, when we sacked Nuno, just like when we sacked Jose Mourinho, we're being linked with every manager that's breathing. Robert De Zerbi, Thomas Frank, Ruben Amorim, Ryan Mason, you know, these two managers, Mauricio Pochettino and Julian Nagelsmann, Oliver Glasner, you know, just at least identify 2 or 3 main targets, and then from that shortlist identify which one you want to go for. Tottenham are just interested in about 20 different, you know, managers, and can't decide which ones they want to go for and don't want to approach. It's stupid. It's stupid. And if Real Madrid get this manager, don't be fooled by the fact, and people go, oh yeah, they're Real Madrid, they have the pull, of course they'll go to Real Madrid. Of course they will, but we could have went in for Nagelsmann this past week. We could have acted sharply, which Tottenham never do, sacked Antonio Conte, which looks the inevitable, and then brought in Julian Nagelsmann. Or brought in Pochettino, brought in our main target as manager. Yet we've waited, we've stalled again. It looks like we're not going to bring in a manager potentially until the end of the season. We'll probably appoint Ryan Mason. This is what will happen, right? Tottenham will appoint Ryan Mason as interim head coach until the end of the season. Then we'll be all ready to appoint Jose Mourinho, you know, sorry, not Jose Mourinho, all ready to, no thank you. We'll be all ready to appoint, you know, Mauricio Pochettino or Julian Nagelsmann. We would have finally identified which manager out of the 50,000 which we're targeting we want. And then they'll go to another club because we've waited and stalled for no pissing reason. It's pygmy hippo shit. It really is. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. But look, I wanted to come out here and say this because a lot of people go, oh, they're being linked with Real Madrid. Real Madrid have the pull. What can we do about it? Go in for them and not stall. Go in for them whilst Real Madrid haven't gone in yet. But look, that is the news. Julian Nagelsmann being linked with Real Madrid. Pochettino being linked with Real Madrid. Spurs don't know which manager they want at the minute. It's like a 5-year-old in a sweet shop deciding which cake they want. They all look great, you know. But which one do you actually want? Thank you for watching this video. Take care of yourselves. All the best. God bless. Have a smashing Sunday. Will we get an announcement this week? Let's wait and see. I should do something on the channel where I do Tottenham sacking bingo. You know, will Tottenham actually sack their manager? But look, thank you for watching this video. Take care of yourselves. All the best. God bless. Have a smashing rest of your weekend and week. And as always, come on, you Spurs.